Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are uncovering the fascinating biology and honestly hilarious contradictions of the peaceful puff bear pandas. We're going to break down the actual science behind the world's most beloved bear, an animal that has totally captivated humanity's attention and become this massive global symbol for conservation. Right off the bat, let's dive into a truly bizarre paradox. How exactly does an animal built like an apex predator thrive as a total bamboo addict? It's one of the most peculiar evolutionary adaptations in the entire animal kingdom, and understanding it requires us to completely rethink what we know about bears.
So, Section 1, the black and white icon, more than just a face.
Their scientific name, Eluopoda melanoleuca, is a bit of a mouthful, but it literally translates to black and white catfoot. Now, there used to be a lot of historical scientific debate about their origins, but make no mistake, modern DNA analysis conclusively proves these striking 330-pound giants are, without a doubt, true members of the bear family. They live exclusively in the cool, wet, high-altitude mountain forests of central China. And while their bold black and white patches make them pop out instantly in captivity, out in the wild, it's a totally different story. That thick, woolly coat acts as perfect, brilliant camouflage against the snowy, rocky, and densely shaded environments they call home. That brings us to Section 2, the bamboo diet paradox, a carnivore's compromise. This is where the biology gets truly weird. Pandas have the broad skull, the powerful jaw muscles, and the short digestive tracts of a meat-eating carnivore. Evolution literally built them to digest meat. Yet somehow, 99% of their diet is made up of tough, low-energy bamboo. They're biologically classified as carnivores, but they live their lives as dedicated herbivores. It's wild.
And because their digestive system is so incredibly inefficient at processing plant material, they have to eat massive quantities just to survive. We're talking about spending 10 to 16 hours every single day eating, putting away anywhere from 26 to 84 pounds of bamboo. To pull off this relentless feasting, they've evolved a highly specialized pseudo-thumb. It's actually just an enlarged wrist bone, but it works like a thumb to let them tightly grip and easily strip bamboo stalks.
Now, here's a slightly humorous but very real consequence of that diet. Because they are pushing dozens of pounds of fibrous, low-nutrient bamboo through a short carnivore's gut, a single panda can poop up to 40 times in a single day. 40! It's a tremendous biological effort just to extract enough calories to get through the day. Moving on to Section 3, solitary lives, tiny cubs, extremes of survival. Beyond their diet, the sheer scale of a panda's birth is staggering. A newborn cub is completely blind, pink, toothless, and practically hairless. They weigh only about 3.5 ounces. That is roughly the size of a stick of butter. Think about that for a second. A cub is just 1/900th the size of its mother, which is one of the absolute smallest mother-to-infant size ratios in all placental mammals.
And the challenges don't stop at birth. Pandas are highly solitary and territorial. To make things even tougher, females are only fertile for an unbelievably brief window, just 1 to 3 days a year. That makes population growth notoriously slow. But they've developed some quirky behaviors to make the most of it. For instance, these heavy bears will do literal handstands against trees to rub their scent glands as high up the trunk as possible, leaving a calling card for rivals and potential mates.
Now, Section 4, a conservation success story, back from the brink. With such an exceptionally low reproductive rate, tiny, vulnerable cubs, and a highly specialized diet that traps them in specific bamboo forests, you kind of have to wonder how they survive at all. For decades, massive habitat loss from agricultural encroachment and urban development seriously fragmented their forests, pushing pandas to the absolute brink. They were famously listed as endangered, but an unprecedented global effort turned the tide. China established 67 protected reserves covering over 6 million hectares, built forest corridors to reconnect isolated populations, and launched massive international breeding programs. And the result of that monumental effort is this number right here. 1,864. Today, there are an estimated 1,864 giant pandas living in the wild across 24 isolated populations. Because of this steady growth, their conservation status was officially elevated from endangered to vulnerable back in 2016. It's honestly one of humanity's greatest conservation success stories. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Panda Frequently Asked Questions. We're going to rapid fire through 4 of the biggest panda mysteries out there. FAQ number 1. You constantly see those viral clips of them playing in the snow, rolling down hills, just having a blast. Since they're bears in freezing climates, you'd naturally think they sleep through the winters, right?
Actually, no. Unlike brown bears or black bears, giant pandas do not hibernate. Because their bamboo diet is so incredibly low in calories, they literally cannot build up the fat reserves needed to survive a long winter sleep. So instead, they just pack up and migrate down the mountain to lower, warmer elevations so they can keep eating all winter long. FAQ number 2. They share a name, they share a mountainous habitat, and they share a mutual obsession with eating bamboo. But are giant pandas and red pandas actually family?
Nope, no relation at all. As we mentioned, giant pandas are true bears, but the much smaller, reddish-brown red pandas belong to their own entirely separate family. We basically just gave the same name to two completely different animals who independently evolved a very specific taste for bamboo.
FAQ number 3. You would naturally expect a 300-pound bear equipped with the skull of a carnivore to let out a terrifying, aggressive roar. Well, they actually don't roar at all. Instead of a mighty bear roar, a giant panda sounds a bit more like a flock of birds or a herd of sheep. Seriously. They communicate using up to 11 distinct vocalizations, which include gentle bleats, chirps, honks, and barks. It's totally unexpected. And FAQ number 4. Despite all the videos we see of them sleeping up to 14 hours a day and clumsily tumbling around, are they actually just slow, lazy animals? Don't let the relaxed demeanor fool you. They aren't lazy. They are deliberately conserving energy because of their terrible low-calorie diet. When they actually need to move, giant pandas are remarkably agile, excellent tree climbers, and surprisingly strong swimmers. They just choose to take it easy whenever possible. And honestly, who can blame them?
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. The giant panda represents way more than just a single species. Its journey from the brink of extinction proves that when humanity works together, commits to habitat protection, and funds conservation, we really can reverse environmental damage. So the big question I want to leave you with today is this. If we can save the peaceful puff bear panda, what incredible species will we rally together to save next?